Hey there, gang. I'm MyRadar Meteorologist Matthew Cappucci. We now have storm surge and hurricane watches up for the Big Bend, the Panhandle, and the Nature Coast of Florida. A 10 to 15 foot storm surge is possible in the Big Bend where the core comes ashore, but 5 to 8 feet of surge could happen in Tampa Bay proper. Now, the system was disorganized on Tuesday morning, but it's getting its act together and is set to rapidly intensify over the Gulf of Mexico Wednesday into Thursday. We do think it'll make landfall as a Category 3 or greater hurricane, so again, a major hurricane with major hurricane impacts. I'm actually flying down to Florida right now to intercept this. I'm packing my hard hat, my safety glasses. Follow me on social media for updates and follow MyRadar across the board on all social media platforms as well. So diving in right now, here's the infrared satellite. Our system is over the Northwest Caribbean right now, but it's kind of lopsided. Most of the thunderstorms are east of the center. The hurricane hunters didn't find a tight center this morning when they flew in around 8 o'clock. Later on, they went in again. They did find some spin, but the issue, it's broad, diffuse, hasn't really quite tightened yet, but keyword yet. Part of the reason, we have this upper level low, pocket of cold air, low pressure and spin over the Yucatan Peninsula, and westerly winds at the upper levels, its outflow, are kind of pushing the thunderstorms from soon-to-be Helene off to the east and the southeast. That's why this thing is sheared. But that upper level low over the Yucatan should weaken today, and then frankly, it's off to the races. Our thing will get a center, it'll consolidate, it'll organize, and then it'll move over the Gulf of Mexico, which is extremely warm with record hurricane fuel. But I'd also like to look at the upper air pattern for Wednesday into Thursday. As Helene moves over the Gulf, it will encounter divergence aloft, or the spreading of air. The more air that fans away at the upper levels, the more warm, humid air we can suck in from below. It's like the spreading is kind of vacuuming up the air from below. That causes the air pressure to deepen or drop, and resultantly, we get more air flowing in and stronger winds, so an intensifying system. But number two, we notice multiple outflow channels or corridors of efficient evacuation of Helene's spent exhaust air at the upper levels. Part of the reason, this kind of dippy thing in the jet stream off the north and west, so multiple rivers where we're getting rid of the exhaust air, and the more that goes out the top, the more we suck in from below and we fuel the fire. Just like blowing a leaf blower over a chimney. The more that goes out the top, the more that comes in from below. So it rapidly intensifies Wednesday into Thursday, probably becoming a Category 3, maybe a Category 4 hurricane before landfall on Thursday. But the impacts begin tomorrow. We'll already see those spiral rain bands on the outskirts of Helene, lifting northwards across the Florida Peninsula. Expect squally weather, brief torrential downpours, thunder, lightning, perhaps some gusty winds over 35 miles per hour, maybe an isolated waterspout too. It is worth noting there's still some model spread as to where Helene's center actually comes ashore, and there's a non-zero chance Tampa could see greater impacts than currently expected. Also remember that this thing is spinning counterclockwise, meaning for the entire Gulf Coast of Florida and the peninsula, we just get onshore flow piling water against the coast. That leads to a potentially life-threatening storm surge, especially north of Tampa. Otherwise, widespread 45 to 65 mile per hour winds are likely across the greater Tampa area and northwards. Then we see gusts 70, 80, 90 miles per hour for the Nature Coast, and where that core comes ashore at the coastline, likely gusts over 110. That's what a major hurricane does, and there will be swaths of tornado-like damage. And to add insult to injury, we could also see 5 to 8 inches of rainfall, so freshwater flooding in a few pockets is likely as well. Now again, I'm flying down in less than an hour. This is a serious situation. We have to stay weather aware. You have maybe 24 to 36 hours more to prepare. Please use them wisely. Stay tuned, stay updated, and stay safe.
Follow MyRadar on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Download MyRadar on iOS, Android, Amazon Alexa, and Windows.